G'day folks, I'm Blunty and I'm rather excited today to be bringing you some thoughts on this, the Sony NEX-VG20. Regular viewers may remember a little over a year ago I looked at the VG10, the previous model and in fact the first of its kind in a new wave of interchangeable lens video cameras. Well, the VG20 doesn't stray too far from its predecessor. It looks almost identical. In fact, perhaps at first glance you may assume Sony hasn't done sweet bugger all but slap a new number on its ass. But that'd be a mistake. See, what Sony have done here is polish up the rough spots and tweak what needed tweaking, making some thoughtful, if slight, changes to this new NEX family member. First, there's some extra one-button access to some vital controls and settings to get you to those key adjustments even faster and easier, and one of my favourite control relocations is the manual focus button and the multi-purpose adjustment wheel. They've been moved from inside the door to down just behind the lens, so this means you can actually use them when the LCD door is closed, which is kind of important if you prefer shooting with the EVF or an external field monitor. Actually, speaking of that LCD screen, you'll be thrilled to know it now rotates all the way around so you can face it forward for self-shooting needs. Naturally, it still uses Sony's E-mount lenses like the whole NEX family, and it's a lens range which has, now that the line has matured, some really nice glass available. And of course, they're all optimized for video shooting with silent operation and autofocus. And if your gear bag lives in the Sony universe, you're going to love the optional A-mount adapter, which will let you use your lenses from your Sony Alpha gear and retain full computer control over focus and aperture, so that the even wider range of Alpha lenses will work every bit as well as they do on your DSLR. It's an indispensable purchase if you've already got an investment in Sony glass. Sony's great focus assist is here too. I loved it when I reviewed the NEX-C3 and I love it here too. I honestly think it's the best in class. No other camera I've used makes it as easy as this to get a reliable, sharp, fast and easy manual focus. So even if you have a collection of legacy lenses with the right mount adapter, the focus peaking means you can get the very best from whatever lens you manage to get mounted on the VG20. You can shoot at 25p, 50i or 50p depending on your needs. Of course, this is a PAL model. Those of you in NTSC territories will get your own slightly different flavors. And if you're looking for a video camera that can snap off photographs you can actually take seriously, you're going to adore that the VG20 can now shoot 16 megapixel stills and save them in RAW files. So let's look at some sample footage. Of course, all this footage is ungraded, untouched, uncolor corrected, just as it came off the SD memory card. Sony has boosted the image sensor in the VG20 with their latest Exmor APS-C chip, pushing it up from 14 to 16 megapixels. Video comes in at a full HD 1920 by 1080, of course. Those regular viewers may also recall when I had the VG10 in for testing, the timing coincided with my trip to glorious and sunny San Francisco. Sadly, this time all I had was a rather rain-soaked Sydney, but I made the best of it. As you can see, even in the dreary and grey conditions I was shooting in, the colours are crisp and well saturated. The background blur, even from the 18 to 200mm kit lens, is pleasantly soft and gentle too. The autofocus is quick and accurate and actually very well behaved. It never gave me any nasty little surprises. The image is nice and sharp, it retains good detail across the entire dynamic range, the shadows don't get too muddy, the brights don't blow out very easily. Even in low light and high contrast situations, it's amazingly tame and well behaved. The improved button and control layout make doing stuff like manual focus pulls much easier than on the VG10, and the ergonomics of the grip have also been tweaked, so day-long shooting sessions going handheld no longer make my wrist ache, which was one of my main complaints about the VG10. It's only a slight adjustment to the shape of the grip and angle of the strap, but it's made a big difference to both short and long-term comfort. You can adjust many of the settings on the fly while you're recording too. For example, this fountain looks pretty hideous and video-y with the high shutter speed I've got selected here, so let's bring it down to somewhere more appropriate for a more gentle and film-like look. The onboard mics are the same technology as the VG10, but this time around they've been upgraded to a full surround sound set and still perform fantastic, joining my very short list of cameras whose onboard mics can actually be relied on for decent sound. You can hook up external mics to it as well, of course, through the standard 3.5mm port. There were some complaints about the VG10 not having the bulky XLR sockets common in high-end professional mics, and the same people who complained then will probably complain this time as well. But listen up, Drongos, there are adapters you can use. I use one myself. And even more seriously, you guys, anyone using this camera in a real professional setup will have their own audio gear going to a separate recording deck anyway, and using the on-camera audio for reference, sync, and redundant backup. That's how proper pros do it, guys. On that more serious setup side of things, I also tested this unit with an LCD field monitor hooked up to the HDMI port, and it worked brilliantly, offering up a very crisp and clean feed, free of on-screen clutter. The VG10 is designed to give you all you get from shooting with a good video-enabled DSLR, but make the entire experience better, faster, more efficient. You don't have to build a damn rig cage around it so you can mount lights and mics and grips and rails and batteries and all that clumsy Frankenstein setup kind of stuff. It's made to do video as its first priority, not its second. And best of all, you're not limited to 10 or 20 minutes per shot as you are with almost every DSLR out there. Need to shoot a long interview? No problem. Need to shoot a 3-hour long stage performance? No problem. Need to shoot anything at all that happens over a period longer than the average smoke break? Done. All of those annoying little compromises and workarounds you have to put up with when shooting with a camera built for stills, forget them. Oh, and with the high capacity battery, you can also shoot for 6 hours on a single charge. Just try that with your DSLR. So what type of shooter is this camera for? Well, it's highly suited to documentary shooters where quick setup and high quality rank equal priority. Its long run time and big batteries will also suit event shooters, wedding photographers and the like. It's surprisingly small and easy to carry, but it's not quite holiday snapshots thrown in a bum bag kind of small. The VG20 sits in a kind of quirky space in the market. It's not quite casual hobbyist, it's not quite high-end pro. It is a high-performance and very flexible camera that offers up superb bang for buck for serious videographers out there that want control and performance and quality. And it's worth a very serious look for those of you out there thinking about all those pretty videos you keep seeing from some DSLRs, or are indeed already shooting on a DSLR and getting a little frustrated with the compromises and quirks of shooting on them, but still want that lovely level of quality and performance you get from them. I really like the VG10. It had a few quirks, and its descendant has fixed all of them, so it's not hard to figure out that I really liked my time with the NEX-VG20. Thanks for watching, I'm Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.